So just explain like briefly what you do as far as your profession.
So the EEOG, and that stands for Education Equal Opportunity Group. It's all about opportunity. And the organization was founded in August of 1999, and we were incorporated in June of 2001. So our mission is to simply invest in students, create memorable experiences, and provide positive pathways to success. And I led out with the word opportunity because what we believe in is that you cannot be what you cannot see. And so we specialize in identifying top business leaders from the public and the private sector, as well as entrepreneurs that young people can actually emulate. And so for the past 16 years, we are made it our mission to help young people reduce the blame shifting by giving a skeletal outline on how they can personally offset obstacles and avoid pitfalls to get to whatever station that they're trying to do to ultimately earn their own money and pay their own way. And so during that time, we worked to close to 20,000 young people. There's all public high school students. And our mantra is that vision plus commitment equals success, and that's the EEOG in the shortest form.
Okay, so the press release I read earlier had something to do with a gap between, education gap between youth as far as like when they go on summer vacations, they kind of lose that educational value. Do you have anything to do with that program as far as MNPS?
So we address the issue of summer learning loss. And so during the summer, for the past couple of years, we have worked in collaboration with American Baptist College in Nashville to focus on three things. And those three things are financial literacy, Android coding and video game design, and conversational Spanish. And so those seem like electives or luxuries, but they're really necessities. And a person that doesn't understand money typically loses their money. A person that does not have a skill set to create their own revenue streams, such as learning the basics to develop an app, to develop their own product, they will constantly trade time for money. And just learning conversational Spanish is another way young people could be more marketable by being bilingual. And so we ignite the fire and explain how fun it is to be more global and more essentially aware of their personal talents, to align their talent with our opportunities that may arise in their near futures.
So when did you realize that this educational gap was taking place or happening for the youth?
So the EEOG is really a personal testimony. I'm a native of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a product of the public high school system. And when I went to Tennessee State, and I'm also an alumni of Tennessee State, when I graduated from college, I personally felt like I was being outpaced by my peers. And so if we have the same classes, we have the same grades, I felt personally that I was not like keeping pace. And so what I did know is that a lot of my peers have relationships with different people, and that equated to them having a memo. And the memo kind of has some instructions on what you can do to navigate the collegiate experience, but also how to embrace the world of work. And so me being a first generation college student, when I graduated, I was thinking I'm gonna be this millionaire, I'm gonna drive a limousine gonna drive me, and I was like driving myself around in a minivan. And so I didn't, I thought something was wrong with that picture, and I wanted to change it. And so I did what I thought was best, and I started asking people who, in my eyes, were very successful, would they explain what it is that they do to have the amenities that they seem to have a plethora of. And so, and what I realized is people at the top, your CEOs or business owners or mega successful people always have time to like have tea or have coffee or have breakfast with you to just talk about how you can personally emulate or model their success. And so while I was learning in that process, I thought, wouldn't it be neat if I can share this information now with younger people who may find themselves in my position, who we can possibly change their trajectories by giving them a real blueprint that they can follow that's been proven. And so they don't have to start with a blank sheet of paper. They can have that same memo that says, this is the guide that will allow you to earn your own money and pay your own way, to experience financial freedom, to understand the free market enterprise, but to understand how paying it forward and giving back is central to your wealth and being happy by helping others.
So what age group do you believe begins to be affected by that education loss? Like, does it start as young as elementary age, or is it later in college, like you mentioned, like by that peer pressure? Like, what age do you feel is mostly affected by that loss?
Well, that's a really good question, and what I would say is that you cannot teach desire. And young people gravitate toward trendy products like video games, fashion trends, just different things that keep your attention for a little while. And it's self-gratifying to know that you can keep up with the Joneses, but it's also a nightmare knowing that you have to wait on other people to make sure you keep up with the Joneses. And so I think since you cannot teach desire, the young person that is reading books right now, and we've all went to school with them, they're called nerds. I wish I was a nerd in high school, in middle school, and elementary school. I wanted to be the cool guy, and that hindered me because I had to work extra hard and read my homework out loud to my mom and standing up, and so making sure that the homework is done. And so I didn't really appreciate the instructions that I was given early on. And so when you don't do that, I think you have you dig a hole for yourself. And so when you dig a hole for yourself, then when you in class, you seem to be disconnected because you don't know what the teacher is talking about. You don't understand. You feel disconnected. And so I had a desire to be connected and not to get a whooping. And so that really helped me stay more motivated than young people. And so having desire and having a firm mother who believes in that, she don't disturb her day with unnecessary foolishness, like coming to school. And so if you don't have that desire and have a parent or parents that can actually keep you motivated, then something will keep your attention, and that something is usually not school, not the curriculum that's laid out for you to earn your diploma. And so that's what I think. I think those two elements, not having the parents and not having the personal desire to whatever the motivation is, not getting a whooping or just wanting to be the best that you can be, those are things that I think contribute to summer learning loss, because everyone has interest in something. So you can have a young person that can say all the statistics in the world of football, all the levels in the video game. And so it's not that they can't learn, it's that they don't have a desire to see the correlation between the theoretical educational experience opposed to practical, like how will the Pythagorean theorem help me in real life? How will the quadratic equation help me in real life? And so if a person can't see that and see the value in that, then apparel and electronics seem to win every time. And so that's my thing.
So like you said, like with our generations being so like modernized and we're so into out to the youth through like media or electronics or something like that, since that's kind of what we're so techno now. So is there
And we learn to adopt and embrace the technology and this new phase. And I say it a phase because it's always something new. One of the things that we're doing right now in our leadership camp is we actually teaching Android coding and video game design. And so we teaching that because we want young people to not always be the end user. We don't want them waiting in lines for the new gadget to come out. We want them to have the basics so they can create their own app and understand they creating a product, and their product can be sold to Google, to Yahoo, to a venture capitalist, to somebody that can invest in their vision, like Microsoft, like Facebook, and that vision can become reality. And so we trying to provide more solutions and allow young people to be these solution providers, opposed to always waiting in line to buy the new product, as opposed to creating something that they can serve, that they can sell and have for themselves.
Can you tell me the name of that nonprofit that you've been talking about again?
Yeah, so it's the Education Equal Opportunity Group, and that's short for EEOG.
Is that the only program that you gotten started right now, or are there others?
So the EEOG is a statewide organization, reaching to regional, but that was one of our deliverables, our summer enrichment and technology program that addresses summer learner loss. But in addition to the Android coding component, we also deal with financial literacy, which is a key component through life. And more importantly, we have our conversational Spanish piece. All three of those pieces are critical elements that help young people see the value of their education, because it's practical information that you can use right now inside and outside the classroom. And that's really the EEOG core. You can apply the information in our curriculum that we share with young people right now, and you don't have to wonder, how does this fit? What difference does this make? You know the difference between hello and hola. And so it's all about you having a desire to expand your mindset, and not only expand your mindset, but to know that if better is possible, then good is not enough.
And how long has this program been around?
We're in our 16th year of existence, and so we're fortunate to be a beacon of hope and aspiration for young people who typically don't have a lot of resources. And so we fill in that gap to make sure that, again, we can reduce the blame shift for the young people who have desire to get to the next level. We can meet that unmet need.
And since this program has been around, have you seen progressing numbers as far as the education loss gap?
Absolutely. And so if you take our numbers, we specifically work with over 18,000 young people, and that and of the 18,000 number, we know that 14,000 of those young people actually went to four-year universities across the country. We also know that another 8,900 have graduated from college within a 5-year time frame. And so that's running extremely parallel to the success model. And the success model is that that 8,900 people may be a small number, but to the young people that we actually work with, it's like the young person walking in the sand and throwing a starfish back into the ocean. They get it. They understand the value of that going an extra mile and knowing that there is no traffic jam on the extra mile. And so that's 89 people who have the desire to do more than what's required, and their parents see the value of constant improvement as possible. But that can't happen, and it hasn't happened without the support of the business community that invests in our organization, business executives who spend their time. And so we all focus on having the industry experts explain and humanize the industry so you can be what you cannot see. And so our job is to serve as a catalyst to point out all the possibilities that young people can pursue and align their talent with different opportunities and be prepared for them.
So is the EEOG program, is that a year-round program, or is it just during the summer?
Yeah, so we function year-round. We have fall and spring activities that we do at the high schools, and we work with in 20 cities.
Oh, it's a traveling program?
Well, we have chapters, clubs,
chapters,
in different high schools from Kingsport all the way down to Memphis. We target